Welcome. Let's clown around.
And then also, hopefully, in doing those things and talking about these things, I'll also be able to give some general advice to people about just how things can change and alter in the way that, interacting with these mediums, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, how you really have to, if you're not, keeping yourself aware of what you're doing and why, right? And this is specifically geared towards people who would consider themselves who would want to be content creators. Whether you're an artist, a musician, right, a poet, a playwright, an actor, a political analysis, a person who's interested in critiquing science fiction culture and media, whatever it is that you want to do, that you think is a value that you want to spend your time doing, whether you consider in the context of a hobby or whether you consider in the context of something that, is life's, work and real creative flow and interest that you want to do and you want to nurture that and have this creative outlet, or whether you're trying to do something, you're trying to get to the next level, trying to promote yourself, trying to grow, trying to get your work out there, trying to get your, creativity out there and do something bigger. Or, whether or not you think that you're, bartering and working with the stuff and exploring the stuff of spiritual truth, you know what I mean? Or trying to be of service to people, trying to be a healer, you know what I mean? Or a psychic prognosticator of future events, whatever the case may be. That if you don't hold and maintain and think about what you're doing on a moment-to-moment basis when you're working with the media, these new mediums, you can get lost. You know what I mean? And then you could end up, spending a lot of time and be like 6 months down the line. And it's not that you were 6 months offline, not doing your thing, right? It's that when you look back at the last 6 months of you doing your thing, you say to yourself, well, hold on. I was supposed to be using this website. I was supposed to be using this Facebook page. I was supposed to be using this Twitter account. I was supposed to be using this YouTube channel to do X, Y, or Z. And instead, I've had a hell of a time. I made a ton of content. I've done, but what content did I make? You know what I mean? I was here to be a musician. Why the F? You know what I mean? Through my last 3 videos talking about my problem with Cousin Harry. You know what I mean? This is another video response to Cousin Harry on YouTube. Yo, Harry, I don't know how we got off the wrong foot, man. But, because you called me out, I guess I gotta be here calling you out. And then before you know it, you're spending your time, maintaining the feedback between you and the presumed audience. Are they the audience? Are they your community? Are they your friends? It gets all wishy-washy. And before you know it, you're maintaining, toxic and distracting relationships. You're preoccupied, you're on your phone, having to duck out because there's some important business that you got to take care of. But that important business is just, you know what I mean? It's like the important business of high school. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, we got to really talk about you and Sarah. You know what I mean? You're breaking up. If you break up or don't break up, we really got to talk about the friends and what are we going to do? Because you guys have to stop fighting because it's tearing everybody apart. Now everyone else is talking about you reading the yada. I mean, important things to do.
Who's Sarah?
Relationships. The creation and the bartering and the management and the negotiation of social relationships are important to us as human beings. But 2 things. Number 1, there's a lot of that shit that you should have taken care of in high school. And if you've got a wife and kids and you've got a job to maintain or an office or whatever, you've got work relationships.
Oh, we're spinning out of control.
This is about a year ago.
Areas where that itch can already be scratched in the real world. You don't need to do it online with some dude who's out.
I'll document that later on when I
who you're never going to meet.
have free hands.
You can barter and brother, and I love you, man, and I feel like you know where I'm coming from, dude. You can do that all night for 3 hours at a stretch.
Your nose keeps getting this white light.
Believe you me, we've all had real-world relationships and know how tenuous.
Of course, I'm reading the parasites on his face.
Laying money down
Ask Tragic Trish.
Some dude you're never gonna
We had a
meet
reading
out
this
in
morning.
Idaho is gonna, and what's that doing for anything?
What's that thing on her arm on my Facebook page? I mean, you think Channer's bad. They multiplied. Oh, yeah.
And sundry other
Also,
topics.
I'll keep on trying to come back to the touchstone and saying,
Let's go ahead
just
and
because
tag
CWJ
your
feels this
show
way about something, just because CWJ
The logical fallacy of something about the immigration.
You have no business
doesn't mean that
deciding
that is an ironclad rule for me.
You're bipolar.
Doesn't mean that that opinion or attitude is not in flux,
And other sundry
and will change and
topics.
transform over
12-step
And
demonic
it doesn't mean that
process. You
what's
play.
right for me is right for you. There are plenty of people that
This
might
would be a video he inks Naam straight.
that subject and just be exploring and say, yeah, I know what I'm here on YouTube to do. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to hang out and have a little.
Then why did you want to sacrifice me?
You know,
Why are you
and I
involved
give
in
a
a
fuck about
cover-up
some dude
behind
in
the
Boise,
scenes?
Idaho. What's it to you? CWJ. And then we'll come back around because we will always come back to the axiomatic thoughts and ideas. At some
Right,
point,
2 years I've been messing with
touch
you.
on when we get to the morality questions,
Because
the
you
deep level,
attacked me.
beyond the illogical fallacies of how we construct the world that we see. When we get down there, you'll see
You'll see.
I mean,
that there's some things
talk
that
about
presumptions that must be
defaming
found, and some
someone
things that
and
must be
stealing
found.
their
And
identity
root it out.
and being
There are
involved
some
in the
things
computer
that
hacking.
you need to find and say,
That's what you
"This
learn about on my
I
channel.
believe." I turned it around
Plus,
and I had 6
like
months to
100
do
other
something.
topics.
That I've
Still,
witnessed.
I understand that this core concept
I don't like your
of
attitude.
right and wrong
I'm
action,
giving
this
you a
core
thumbs down
concept
to your
of
video.
how life
That's
is
right.
and what you got to deal with to make it through, what you got to make peace with to make it through, still stands firm.
Yeah, it does.
We call it an axiom. There's certain
Speak
things that I
out
believe
against people
that are axiomatic.
misusing and
They're
abusing
tentacles, my belief,
like you.
that are always there, present, holding up,
And
serving as a north star to the random constellation of influences and factors and ideas and events that happen around me.
Tanner, you love
And I look at them and I'm trying to figure out which of those are
There.
negative blocks to future progress and bad ideas that should be evolved off of or evolved or jettisoned and done away with. But some of them hold true. One of the things that I always hold true is this. Anything, given the complexity of life, any idea, concept, theory, activity,
You swinked when you said activity.
in some way, shape, or form, can be found to be the worst thing ever, a terrible idea, holding one in place, a terrible idea that must be excised from the range of human activities in order for us to make it and have any hope of making it to the next level. But under some conditions, there's a thing that you must do. It's the thing that you must do in order to maintain the flow of life.
Right.
Whether it's
For life is
finding
love.
a way
Love
to
is life.
find
I'm on a
something to be
mission.
happy or satisfied about life, even if you're in the bottom of the hole in solitary confinement, buck-ass naked,
In
having
exile.
just been raped by 3 other inmates.
No
Still,
raising
you
going
must find
on.
some way to find a kernel in the existence of life to say, I will hold on for this
Colonel or
because the door
colonel?
may open tomorrow, or I'm not going to let them break me,
Right.
or you know, I deserve this in some way, or I can transmute this in some way because, you know, if it wasn't me, this would be happening to somebody else, or I
Oh
can
no,
prove
this
this in
was
some way, shape, or
specifically
form
designed
because
for
of
me
what I
and
did
part of
to
it.
land myself in this
Oh,
predicament.
yeah. Calculated attack on an innocent person.
Stop, drop, and roll.
And there'll be times when doing that is like, no, that's a barrier, you know, that's going to keep you from fighting or trying to look for the bust open that door.
Should've done
Or
something
why are you
positive.
taking those things and those actions of these other people that say
That's
that
like
you deserve this? Right?
No,
We
I
want
didn't
those 10
deserve it.
commandments, we want the rules, we want the 5 right actions.
You want to know
we want
why
the
I do
Buddhist
what I do
principles.
and
We
how I
want
know
some
what I
sort
know.
of simple formula
You can't
that we can apply
comprehend
each and every time, that so we can just stop worrying about it.
You
So
want
we
to
can
worry
know
about me?
that every implementation of the formula, we get confirmation of the success of that formula and see, yes, you see, the 10 commandments hold true. God is in heaven, Jesus is walking on his left side.
You're
and the
an
Holy Spirit
atheist.
is some sort of
You're an
conception that
atheist.
glues
Don't
the
even
whole
talk
thing
about it.
together.
And people like
Whatever
this.
the case may be.
Fucking poser. Oh yeah, you. Big poser.
Here,
But
hang on.
unfortunately,
Let me not make this too confusing. I'm right here sitting in my rocking chair. So, he just said, God is sitting on his throne. Well, I guess Chanter didn't watch Dogma. Now, see, here's what happened in Dogma, okay? The male side of God really liked to play skee ball. And so, since he had a sense of humor, because they say that if God did not have a sense of humor, he would not have invented the platypus. You know, the animal. Kind of looks like Chanter, but that we're getting off subject. So anyhow, God inhabited a body to come play skee ball in New Jersey, of all places. You know, where C.W. Dum Dum works. Well, anyhow, he was on that pier, and the demons had inhabited the bodies of 3 rollerbladers. They were hockey guys, and they had hockey sticks, and they'd go like that, you know, clanking their sticks. And then they all skied right towards the old man on the pier and beat the ever-loving smack out of him with those sticks. So God actually wound up in ICU at the hospital right down the street from Dum Dum, right? This is in a movie. I can't make this up. You should watch Dogma. Great movie. It would help a lot of the people on the journey that still have their religious dogma and keep fighting over these things. All right, so God is laid up in the ICU. And, it gets a little confusing here. Now, Jesus' cousin was this woman that was, in the beginning of her life, a good Catholic, but she winds up working at Planned Parenthood, which is no different than Adam Sandler's movie, where the guy that wanted to be a veterinarian winds up running a slaughterhouse. All for greed, all for money. So you get the point. All right, so we got Jesus' cousin, and she and a soiree of heavenly hosts, you know, and bodies, have to go stop Loki and Bartleby from entering the Catholic Church at the 100-year anniversary, because, see, even those angels that had been banned to Wisconsin for, you know, disrespecting God, they were banned to Wisconsin, which was pretty boring, and they wanted to go home. All they had to do was walk through those portals. Oh, and you'll love this. George Carlin is the priest that runs the church, and they're going to bring out a new Jesus, you know, like Buddy Jesus. So, and you've seen the picture. They actually use it. I think even well, I'm not going to say which church is using it, but believe me, it's popular. He holds his thumbs up like, cool, you know, like this. See, cool. There's my thumb. All right. Well, anyhow, now, I know this is going to upset some people, but there's also the female side of God. And she's played by Alanis Morissette, but you don't see her till the end of the movie. Let's go back to the male side of God. He's on a respirator, and his kin is now being told by the voice of God that, you know, this is her family and this is her walk, and she's, you know, thinking about the whole thing about, you know, Jesus finding out who he really is, let's say, at a young age, you know, turning over tax tables, causing all sorts of trouble. He was in the beginning of his evolution, let's say. Well, she was pretty upset that this was her fate. And she didn't even know if she believed. And then you got Chris Rock as the only the only black disciple, and I mean, it just gets better by the minute. It's a great movie. Like I said, I would watch it if I were you. No, it never made the theaters because it was banned. Just like, you know, just like the other movie I always talk about. Well, we won't worry about that right now. Okay, at the end of the movie, and, it's the end of the world, and everybody's screaming, and they know the demons are about, and oh yeah, Ben Affleck, who is not the one that breathed the sulfur and the fire. He was the watcher, Ben Affleck, right? And so, anyhow, he's flying around and he is pissed and he is drunk and he is smiting people. People are dropping. All right. Well, Matt Damon, he says, man, we really shouldn't do this. And so here comes his best friend, Ben, Loki and Bartleby. Okay, so Bartleby comes to Loki and says, dude, man, I hear you. And he stabs him. Well, see, Matt had cut his wings off because he wasn't down with OPP. But in the end, Jay and Silent Bob think they're going to have sex at the end of the world. And they think they're going to have it with Jesus' cousin. And in the meantime, the stigmata is happening to Linda, who's playing. And let's not even talk about Selma, because she's great in it, but we don't have time. Or the shit demon. One day I'll tell you all about the movie, but I think you should watch it first. Well, at the end, Atlantis Morissette is the female side of God. And so the stigmata is transferring from God, who's in ICU, to his niece. And Alanis Morissette's just like real happy and easygoing, and she stands upside down on her head. She does a headstand. And she heals Linda. Linda goes on to become pregnant, carry the bloodline on. And God, the skee ball guy is fine, but he doesn't really say anything at the end. I guess his throat hurts. Well, people that think that God isn't real, like clown fool here, they blame God for everything they've ever suffered. And God got off his throne. All right, let's just get to a stop point here, and this will be the end of our first segment. We're at 18 minutes, no big deal. Let's go ahead and get my official name of this. And you know what's funny with my hacked Facebook account? Okay, wait a second. This is about a year ago. Introspection on reverse psychology, study on coded messages with me, your buddy Suze. All right. Well, anyhow, here's what's funny about Facebook these days. Because, see, all my Facebook pages are cloned like I've brought forward that evidence. But, nobody sees my videos. See, that's part of the shtick. They were going to hold me down. Blue Eyes here was going to do his magic. Well, anyhow, you can see how deep this shit goes. And all I know is every community on YouTube has got its demons. And somehow I cast out parasites, which are basically, energy suckers, vampires, leeches. Just you fill in your own story for you. That's what I'm here to help you do. Okay, let's get back on it.
What I have discovered is the complexity of life.
Oh, he's got the complexity to life.
That's because you talk to God on the road. He's the little orange pumpkin with no face.
Right, I'm the little orange pumpkin with no face. Don't forget it.
This one political persuasion that says that this is the way that it should be in order to create a just society. all of those people.
Gotta get rid of
Must
it.
tolerate for
Democrats,
themselves and for the
Republicans,
people around
liberals,
them the
conservatives,
endless
all
number of
kinds.
contradictions
Right.
and hypocrisies that are
What are you gonna
thrown
talk
up
about?
endlessly into their face.
See, politics and religion were never separated. Come on, bring it.
Challenging those
They need to be
golden rules.
excommunicated with their love child, the
Challenging those
Satanic
commandments, the
Corporation.
holy pillars of belief. That formula.
You have
And
no
stare you right in the
beliefs,
face and say, okay, so
Right.
life keeps on going.
You have no
Kept the
faith.
game going for another
Nope.
generation. But why? Don't ask that question. La, 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 la.
I'm not scared of no scary clown.
Bible. Or whatever, you know,
It's
take your
Halloween,
faith
bitch.
belief system.
I remember 1,000 years of peace, and you got nowhere to fit into this, and you know it, because you won't be at peace.
So when we turn these questions
And that, my friends,
you may, in a world of
now that is why the gossip is going around the web that, I mean, we're all going to be destroyed in 8 years. See, so they're going to pull the tribulation card. And of course, this was all premeditated scripts that go back to the beginning of time. I mean, these fools think it happened with the Disney Corporation. I don't know what to tell them. This has been going on since pimpin' been pimpin'. And technically, this place, with all the titles, you know, of Democrat, Republican, Liberal, Conservative, so on and so forth. Oh, yes, sir. It's been a corporation for what? 230 some odd years? And we've got people asleep and wearing masks and acting like it's Halloween every day of the year. And what you need to know, and I've talked about it before, the time has come that Rudolf Steiner spoke of, where people's insides would show on their outside. That's what's happened.
YouTube gurus and holy men and women and, you know, enlightened individuals, I'm here to tell you, I offer you no solutions. I will leave you exactly where
What
I
about
found you,
solutions,
in a perpetual state of
Robert?
confusion on planet Earth, trying to figure out and trying to decide, even if it's just a willful decision to say, okay, I'm on the boat, on the river, traveling to an unknown destination.
No wonder my computer got hacked, huh?
To get there, I don't know.
I'm not allowed to defend myself.
I have no idea. But still,
Right, Trish?
given no
Tragic
clue
Trish?
as to the primary nature of the existence of whys of life, I will pick one.
AKA, truthfully,
I will
Trisha.
pick a purpose.
Blow me sideways.
Either using rules of logic and rationality, or just deciding, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. I'm driving myself crazy. You know what I mean? I'm drinking and drugging and gambling the rent money away all the time. I have no idea what's going on. I've landed myself in prison. So, okay, fine. Here we go. I'm converting to Islam.
Very interesting. Maybe Trish is Islam. Gatorade, beer, or lemonade? And what did her dude do to the kids? What kind of shot did he need? Is it adrenochrome? That got me all interested today. Not because I'm entertained. Oh no. Goes to jail for breaking every rule in your code and conduct. Hey, and our divine creator is who's in charge. Not you clowns.
Sober, no temptation, no pornography.
I will witness.
You
better not have no porn in the house.
Living a
Yuck.
good life, happy, self-satisfying, knowing
Trish
that
loves
living a good
porn.
life and a productive member of society, having become convinced that becoming a productive member of society in and of itself is an award.
I mean, she'll tell you how to use a vibrator. She'll sell pictures of her tits online to make money. I mean, this is pathetic. And you know Chandler was buying them, right?
Or street buddy.
Keep it
You
real.
know
What
what I
about
mean?
people not being able to work anymore?
Someone will raise the question.
Oh, I talked to the Epoch Times about that today, Tubby.
Come on, let's face it. There's no such thing.
You
as
better
God.
tag it.
The Quran is falsifiable by the rules of science and logic and ethics. from here till Sunday. He's living a lie.
Is this your
Like
ad
the
for
person that's accusing
Commonwealth
him of living a
chanting?
lie is a Christian.
Oh,
who,
he says
when there's
that
no case
Epoch
against
Times
those individuals
is
involved, he
some
says
kind of
this whole
Chinese cult or
confrontation conflict
something.
is ridiculous
I mean,
because
he
they both
spins stories
influence
like
the vertical DNA.
the Wizard of
I
Oz.
There's no
don't.
logical or
I
rational
no.
reason to believe in God,
No,
therefore
no, no.
you're
My
both
deity
fools.
is
The question can still be
very.
Or
asked.
Id.
If the
The Wizard of
adoption
Id
of a foolish
would be.
fallacy turns an addict into a productive member of society, tilling the soil and bringing forth happiness and solving problems in the world around him.
And then you mock it.
These people
Is
are
that
in pain.
fallacy
They're addicted to pain meds.
something to be eradicated? Or is that fallacy something to make peace with?
They
itself?
bought the system,
Or
lock,
is it the
stock, and
case
barrel.
that sometimes false notions and ideas can be said to be good?
Oh,
You are so over medicated.
right.
It just.
After Star Wars rolled out, a growth and a movement.
Now he's talking about to the Stars Academy.
Anything to do with I'm not talking about the people that now fill out Jedi as religion, as their religion of choice on the census.
I haven't even got my census.
Yeah, no census here.
We all know that at some point after Star Wars, it became very common to hear friends and family and people at the party say, you know, I don't believe in God. I guess I kind of believe in some sort of force.
Oh, wow. Check that out. And I never watched Star Wars.
I've been talking about
Oh,
those
wow.
satellite reflectors. You've been in my stuff again, trying to figure it out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. To see this a year later and be interactive now. And I'm not time traveling. I'm really not. I am right here.
Don't know.
Where do we find the principles that guide us?
Let's see if
Whether
people
the
don't
Albert
know who
Camus
you're talking
or
about.
most imagined system.
Then they're not
Right.
Where does one
studying.
find purpose?
Well, I didn't choose to
How does one
self-educate
solve the
myself
existential dilemma
in the
of the
nonsense
fact
that has
we
led you
exist,
to your
where no one
insanity.
may be available,
Tag
there may
it.
be no parent or father
And
to tell us
bingo.
in some infallible,
I love
true,
my
true
dad.
way.
Oh.
This is the purpose of life.
You hate your dad.
This is the
Oh.
purpose of your life.
Oh.
Remember?
Wait.
This is
Alright, this is where the first video ends at 27 minutes in. Your new buddy, truthfully Trisha. Now she's on the Boyd. And they got a story going around, Tubby. You might like this. It's about a father that rapes his daughter when she is 12. Now, as we all know with my witness, I always believed that I was blessed because I had never been raped and I had never been beaten. But I've dealt with so much mental abuse and I've dealt with very strange hatred directed towards me my whole life because people want to say they're jealous of me and that I'm insignificant and stupid and they can do my job better than me. My dad used to tell me, don't get a big head. You know, I mean, I see the whole reflection, but back to this thing with the father and the daughter. You know, most psychological problems stick with people because they didn't have a decent father figure. But, you know, I found great mentors and father figures as well as mother figures in my grade school teachers, in some of my coaches, definitely like Mike Prang from high school, softball coach and guidance counselor, and the guy that gave me the scholarship to go to beauty school because nobody wanted it because hairdressers are idiots. Now, my buddy Mike Prang, here's why he told me that I would benefit from going to beauty school, is because I don't like to follow rules. I'm artistic. Not autistic. Artistic. And that I like to talk. I love people, so I talk a lot. So, as we know, Channer's father molested him, and Channer admitted it. And like I told you, he's been after me this whole time. They've all been making fun of everything I say. I mean, he looks like a member of the beauty community in this clown mask. I guess we have to talk about Jeffree Star eventually. I mean, you wouldn't believe the monstrosities, Jenna Marbles, that are playing hairdresser and beauty shop and making a mockery of things that I hold sacred. Now, I know y'all don't give a rat's behind of what I find sacred and what I don't. But there's a benevolent heavenly creator being that y'all have a very difficult time imagining the greatness of. And I know that's the only reason I'm alive, and why these computers are still working, and why nobody's come and taken me and chopped me up in a million pieces or raped me like Trisha talks about. Or you, Tubby, saying I was your booty call. How dare you? And y'all are weird. The anal sex thing is messed up whether you're straight or not. Everybody needs to... you better treat sex sacred. I mean, really, or you're going to just wind up full of worms. All right, I got to go. And we'll be getting this one up and going on with part 2. And I'll continue with my life. And I will see clients. And I will have friends. And I will clean my home and pay my bills. You got it? All right. Bye-bye.